Hey guys, it's Brittany, and today I'm going to be batch cooking snacks for my family. We have 2 kids, and my husband and myself like to have a snack every now and then as well. And it just can be so expensive to buy packaged snacks from the store. It obviously creates more trash, and the ingredients are usually not as good as what you can use in your own home. So I'm going to show you guys some things that I make on the regular, that my kids love, that my husband and myself love, and that just pack in, a bit more nutrition into our family, and in the long run, definitely saving money. So hope this inspires some of you. If you have homemade snack ideas that you love, that you do for your family, please drop those in the comments. I would love to have more ideas, and come along. Okay, first up, I'm gonna get some yogurt started because we are almost out. I have reserved a half a cup of our last batch to add to this new batch. And we just love making homemade yogurt. I use a gallon every time. It makes 4 quarts of yogurt, and that lasts us maybe like a week and a half. We eat a lot of yogurt, and a lot of the snacks that I do make have yogurt in them. So we don't just eat bowls and bowls of yogurt, but I use it as an ingredient in protein smoothies and muffins and pancakes to add in that protein. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, so time to get my gallon of milk out. We use raw milk from a local farm. It's delicious and so good for you, but obviously the rawness gets killed off when we make yogurt. Just because it gets heated up to a higher temperature. But the good bacteria in the yogurt starter that I'm going to use is going to take over then, because the good bacteria of the raw milk will be killed off. And so they won't compete with each other. And I use this clip-on thermometer just to see where I'm at. And I heat it up to 180 degrees. So I turn it on like medium heat, maybe like a 5 or a 6, and just stir it occasionally until it heats up to 180 degrees. Okay, so while my milk is heating up for the yogurt, I'm going to mix up a batch of our favorite muffins. These have no flour. They consist of things like oats, eggs, yogurt, coconut oil, vanilla, salt, maple syrup, and baking powder, and then I add raspberries or blueberries. Today, what should we add, Connor? You want raspberries or blueberries?
What are you making?
Muffins.
Muffins? Blueberries.
Blueberries? Okay, so we're gonna do blueberries. But I mix these up in the blender. I make them every single week. My main purpose for making the muffins, which you could almost call this a mom hack, is because I recently do not love to rush downstairs and get right to making breakfast, but everybody is hungry. And so in order for me to have like a slower wake up and, just kind of rest on the couch a little bit and snuggle the boys, I love to have these muffins because I love all the ingredients. There's protein in them. I love to have them for us to just grab as like an appetizer or like a first breakfast, and then I'll make like the main breakfast, like 30 to 45 minutes later. And so it's just a great thing to have instead of like a store-bought packaged bar. This just feels much better to me to have these on hand for us to grab right when we wake up and we're feeling hungry. All right, let's mix these up. I will leave the recipe in the description box below, but I'll go through it here with you guys as well. So it's 2 cups of oats. And I like to get the 1 degree organic oats from Costco. They are certified glyphosate free, which is awesome. And then 3 eggs. And we have so many eggs right now, so I'm always looking to use more eggs. And usually I would do a double batch of these muffins, but we may have had a few left from like a few days ago when I made them. And then I love that this recipe uses yogurt. That's a 1/4 cup of yogurt. Baking powder, 3 tablespoons. Sorry, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And then 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. You could definitely use melted butter in place of this. We use so much butter and everything else. I'm happy to use coconut oil from this big tub from Costco. It definitely has health benefits as well. I really don't want to know how much butter we use in a week. So gotta use some coconut oil every now and then. And then the next ingredient is a 1/3 cup of maple syrup or honey. You could use cane sugar as well, but I do like to use maple syrup in this recipe. And then 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of vanilla. And then once I get them into the muffin cups, it's probably like a cup of berries, but I just sprinkle some berries in each muffin cup and kind of mix it around, push them down in there. I love that I can just blend this all up. It just feels easier than whisking it all together. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Okay, now time to pour them into the muffin cups. This recipe makes 12 muffins. Okay, so my milk is still heating up for the yogurt to 180. It's getting somewhat close. So I got the muffins in the oven. And next I'm starting a batch of gummies. And I make these every week specifically for a pre-bedtime snack, which I know sounds kind of weird, but they're not like the packaged gummies that you get from the store. I just use this pure organic juice from Acre Standard. So this is tart cherry, and then I put in the rest of the pineapple cranberry as well, and mix those together in a pot. And then I just got grass-fed beef gelatin and put in I don't know. I'm so bad at measuring, you guys. I just eyeball everything. But I would say it's probably seven or so tablespoons. And I have about close to a quart of juice maybe. So I let that bloom a little bit, and then I'm gonna turn the heat on low, medium, probably a 3 to 4, and probably a 4. And then I'll just let that heat up, get warm a little bit, not heat up to boiling or anything like that, just so that I can stir it enough to dissolve the gelatin. The reason that I like to specifically make tart cherry gummies is because cherry juice can naturally increase your melatonin levels. Hence why we do these gummies as a pre-bedtime snack. So that it helps you fall asleep better and stay asleep better. I will definitely eat one before bed as well. They're delicious. Sometimes I add honey, but most of the time I just don't, because you know, the juice has enough sugar in it and sweetness in it already. Mixed, you know, I mixed in like the pineapple cranberry, and it honestly is not super tart at all. So you can add some honey once this cools. So you don't want to add raw honey when it's still too hot, because that'll just basically kill the rawness, the good properties of raw honey. So I'm just gonna whisk this up until it's smooth, and then I literally just pour it into like a glass pan or a stainless steel pan, set it in the fridge. It sets up super fast, like in less than an hour. And then I just, you know, cut it into little cubes and keep it in a container in the fridge. I do have really fun gummy molds, but I haven't used those in a really long time. Because it's just so tedious and takes forever to use like a dropper or to try and pour in the gummy molds. But occasionally I will do that because it makes it extra fun for the kids if I make like gummy bears and stuff like that. So you can do whatever you want. But since my main purpose is to just get them made, I'm not gonna take the time to do the molds today. All right, so it doesn't take very long to whisk up, and then I'll just pour into this container and pop them in the fridge. Okay, so I have the gummies in the fridge, and then I have my milk here is just about heated up, ready to ferment, incubate in my oven here with the light on for 12 hours. And then I have the muffins in the oven, no timer on because I totally forgot, and so gonna be checking on those off and on. And then I have one more thing to make, and that is protein balls. I haven't made them in a while. I might be lacking a couple of ingredients, I'm not sure, but they are a favorite. They, you know, have good ingredients in them that I am cool with my kids eating a few a day. And I use the recipe from Hope's Table Cookbook. She is actually local to us, and I know you can get this off of Amazon as well. And then I think that'll be it for my batch cooking snacks for today. Okay, so loosely following Hope's Table recipe for the protein balls, I do not have crispy rice cereal, and not doing cranberries in there. The recipe calls for that, but I have one child who does not like the cranberries in the protein balls. And then I don't take the time to drizzle the chocolate and salt on the top because there's chocolate chips in them, and I feel like that's just good enough. Everybody enjoys them like that. So I'm not being lazy. I'm just being smart with my time. So I'm going to mix everything in my mixer and then, you know, scoop them into balls with my cookie scoop, put them on parchment paper on a baking sheet, and let them chill in the freezer for a bit, and then those will be ready to go as well. And then I will be done. And I think this only took me like maybe around an hour to make all of these snacks to have for the next week. So totally worth it. I love to do batch cooking of snacks just because we can go through them really quickly. So it doesn't make sense for me to just make like one thing this day, another thing the next day, because that feels more exhausting to me when I can just get it all done in an hour and a half on one day and then not have to worry about it the rest of the week. These are obviously not the only things that we will snack on. Like the boys love to have carrots. They love to have, you know, different fruits. They love pistachios. And we do have some packaged snacks as well in our pantry. You know, I might see a really good deal at Sharp Shopper. I might do a Thrive Market order and include a couple of packaged snacks. Mainly, we like to use those for being on the go. and just kind of stick to the homemade snacks when we are at home. Okay, these protein balls are so good. Honestly, I have such a sweet tooth, and when I make these, it's really hard for me to not eat a whole bunch in one day, because they really like hit the spot if you are craving something sweet. I do love that they definitely have way more protein than a cookie. And I'm cool with all the ingredients, so, you know, it's okay if I need to have a few a day sometimes. And yes, I have been using Ballerina Farm protein powder in them and in literally everything. My coffee, my smoothies. It is the best protein powder I have ever tried as far as taste. I also love that it has colostrum in it. Okay, gonna tell you guys the ingredients that I put in here, and also the ingredients that I didn't have on this day and left out, but usually do add. So this makes about 25 protein balls, 1.5 cups of crispy rice cereal. 1 Degree Organics has a really good like Rice Krispie cereal that I get from Azure Standard or Thrive Market. 1.5 cups of rolled oats, 2/3 cups of shredded coconut, and I use unsweetened. 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. Like I said, leave those out usually because I have a child who doesn't love those in there. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of peanut butter, 1/2 cup of honey, and 2 tablespoons of protein powder. I think I probably put a little bit more in this batch just because it's really good. And then you can do like melted chocolate chips drizzled on top and some more salt. Okay, the protein balls are mixed up. And I just use my cookie scoop. You can use your hands, you can use a spoon, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have anything fancy. And I just put them on baking sheet parchment paper, and I'm gonna just fill this up. I also wanted to say that all of these snacks that I'm making would be absolutely perfect to throw in with a postpartum meal to a friend or family member, because, you know, us moms know that that is hard when you have a newborn. And so also if you have other kids in the house already, they still want a snack. Okay, I am going to pop the protein balls into my deep freezer for, I don't know, an hour or until I remember that they're there. And then I'll package them up and just keep them in the refrigerator. And then my milk for my yogurt is cooling right now, down to about 110 degrees. And then I'm just going to put in that 1/2 cup of yogurt from my last batch, mix it up, and then I'm going to put a lid on and set it into my oven with the light on until tomorrow morning. And I will, like I said, I will put all the ingredients, all of the recipes and instructions in the description box below. And I should now wash all of these dishes that I have here and clean up the kitchen, but it is sunny. I don't know if you guys can see. I mean, that's sun. Ignore, this is so dirty. It has like an inside to this because it has this little deal here. So I cannot clean the inside of this. It drives me insane. But yes.
Can I have some scissors?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is sunny. Like, I feel the warmth on here. It's sunny and 60 degrees. So I'm going to go outside instead of cleaning up the kitchen, and I'll just do that later. Okay, so
Can I make some?
I'm going to join these two outside because they have been outside here for the last while. And thank you guys for following along.
Are you done?
Shh, yes. Thank you for following along on the video. And I have someone here. Do you want to show them what you made outside? Okay, hold it up and tell them how you made this. How did you make this big notch in here?
With a hatchet.
With a hatchet. Okay, and what is it?
It's a club.
No.
Josiah made one.
Josiah made one.
I think I need to make this club. I think I need to make the handles.
Okay. Anyway, I hope you all have a good day.